report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aiden. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never gonna stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told.
I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Yo. Oh, man. Look at that green screen. That's going to be a problem. I picked the wrong one. Hold on. Should I redo this and do the green screen? I got the blue screen. That's going to... Hold on 1 sec. We got to fix that. Hold on. Audio... No. Did not... I swear to God, it did not look like this before. Hold on. Timeout. That's going to be an issue. That's going to annoy the shit out... Well, actually, that kind of works right there, right? That kind of works. Let's go with that. Okay. Well, now it's kind of like, why don't we do this? No, that's just going to, all right. We're going to go green screen. No, time out. Hold on. Watch this. Going to go green. See it's blue there? Actually, let's just not do a background. Let's just do it like this. Okay. We're going to do it like this tonight. All right. What's up, Turtle Riders? How's everybody doing tonight? Good. Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My coconuts are ready to rock tonight. Welcome to the alt-right, whatever, the toxic alt-right sex club. Is that what they call it? Sex cult? I can't even keep track anymore, but we got a good show ahead of us tonight. We got producer Deb here. How you doing, Deb?
Doing well. How are you?
Good, thanks. So I forgot to tell Deb, sorry about the delay. I made the announcement in the bio of the show itself. We were going to go a little bit late tonight because the Celtics were on. But you're not a sport ball fan, I believe, right?
No, not Celtics anyway.
We kicked their ass. It was great. It was an awesome game. So it's still going on, I think. But I was able to leave because they were up by so much, which was nice. So, yeah, we're here. We're ready to rock. So, anyway, I've gone ahead, guys, and I've shared the link to the stream on the various social media pages that we run. The Turtleboy Daily News Facebook page, the Uncle Turtleboy page, and my personal account, Clarence Woods Emerson. Follow all three. Just have Turtleboy all over your feed. Keep up with the latest news. On Twitter, I'm at Dr. Turtleboy. That's DOCTOR Turtleboy. Because if Joe Biden's a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor. You can also follow me at Turtleboy Phone because I can't log into the Dr. Turtleboy account on my phone, so I have to use that one. So follow them both. On Instagram, we are at Turtleboy_daily_news. And we have podcasts. We're all over the interweb, so get us on there. Most importantly, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Help us get to 21,000 subs on here, and hit the notification bells because we do this we go live every Tuesday and Thursday night on here, and we also do a thing called Turtle Club. You can join.
What are you talking about? Thursday night?
Tuesday and Saturday. I apologize. Tuesday and Saturday. Good thing you're here. On Thursday nights, we do a thing called Turtle Club. For $15 a month, you guys get ad-free on the website. You got a free t-shirt, and you get this whole, premium stream thing on Thursday that nobody else gets. So log on to that. It's a great way to support us. That way we're not dependent on advertiser dollars, and we can keep this puppy running. It's really kind of saved the show. So, Oakley dokley. Am I forgetting anything else? Oh yeah, if you guys like the program and you like what we do here, you can we're banned from using the super chat function on YouTube where we have the wrong opinions on the climax, as we call it. It rhymes with climax. So you can't give money on YouTube to us. So if you'd like to donate, we built our own thing called Turtle Chat. It's pinned to the top of this, guys. We also have, I'm also on Cash App at $sign Uncle Turtleboy. If you donate to the Turtle Chat at the top, I will get a notification on my email, and you can write whatever message you want on that. It's your Turtle Chat. So you can give a shout out to your homies, your dogs, whoever. Okay. Maybe you want to call somebody out. Maybe there's a ratchet that needs calling out. Who knows? It's your Turtle Chat. Whatever you put on there will come up on the big screen. Okay. So there we go. Coconuts for all the XX with real coconuts. They will never be us. So you can donate like that, but you can give, whatever. Like, what did this person say? We are Legion. Okay. James wrote that. Carrie said, absolutely appreciate everything that you do to bring awareness to scumbags and gutter slugs. Turtle Rider 413. Okay. So you guys get the point there. That's how it goes. I actually have tomorrow. I don't know how much content I'm going to have tomorrow. I have a deposition tomorrow. Deb, these are always fun. Turtleboy deposition. So I'm being sued by like 1 million people still.
Who's this for?
Jamie Genereux, the dog catcher guy.
Oh.
East Ventura. Yeah. Like this one's been going on forever. He's suing me and like 9 other people or something. And I love depositions because like if you're an attorney who gets me for a deposition, oh man, it's going to be a long day. Let me tell you. So I'm just going to, I roast attorneys. I make them. So this is on this case. This is the guy that Manch briefly wrote about him. Remember Manch?
Yeah.
That didn't work out well. She briefly wrote, she mentioned him in a blog in August of 2019. Was it 2018? Might have been. I don't even remember. Yeah, 2018. That's how crazy this is. And then he sued me for it. And I didn't even know who he was. And there was like one sentence in the blog about him. It wasn't even that bad. And I'm like, dude, how about I just take the blog down and we just call it a day? He's like, no, what about all the business I lost because of you? I'm like, dude, you didn't lose any business because of me. And the guy's a complete lunatic. So I'm just going to have some fun with him tomorrow. I love making fun of the attorneys. I love making fun of the clients. I have a good time. I have a good time with this. It's like, I'm going to say to the attorney, I'm like, so, if he's like, why are we here? I'm like, well, I understand why you're here. You're milking this poor idiot for all his money, taking on this case that can't possibly win. And it can't win, but I assume you haven't told him that because you're like, hey, free lunch because this fucking idiot.
Absolutely.
Am I right? Am I right? I'm going to be like, I like your style, my guy. And I'm just going to I love to make a fool because this is a waste of everyone's time. So I'm going to have some fun with it. So, and then we'll get the.
Can't you do that? Like,
what
can
was
you
that?
no?
Can I
you,
what?
like, have that like live stream or whatever? Not live
I'm going to ask if I can do it live, but I will get the video regardless of it. So then we'll have some fun. So.
But anyway, club content.
That will be, maybe we can do that. There we go. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's that. So, all right, cool. If you recall, like, remember he deposed Gaffney and I was
called him a dickhead.
Well, I called him a dick under my breath and it picked it up. Like the machine picked it up. And he's like, what did you call me? And he's like, moving on. And then he goes, what does this mean right here? Ha ha ha. What a loser. And I'm like, well, you lost the election, right? And he's like, yes. I'm like, well, that's what losers do. They lose. So you're a loser. Right. Like, so, okay, good. Anyway.
Good. That's what I thought.
Okay. All right. So anyway, let's just get this party started. So the first thing I'm going to talk about the 2 blogs from today. I'm going to start talking about the Holden School Committee elections. So if you could bring that up, that would be great. All right, cool. Actually. All right, cool. So you guys might recall I ran for office last year in Holden. And it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I did get over 700 votes, which, by the way, is more than any of the other previous people got in the other elections. So I do want to point that out, but only because of COVID and no one showed up to vote in some of those elections. But I digress. And these local elections, how they work, right? It's like, and I said this after I lost last year, and I did a live stream afterwards because I thought I was going to win for sure. I'm doing standouts. Everybody's waving at me. I'm Turtleboy. Okay, of course I'm going to win. But no, I didn't, because the Democrats are such a well-oiled machine that just is they're so good at winning elections, and you have to be good at winning elections if you're them because your message is weaker. Like you're pushing things that people don't like. You're pushing mandates, you're pushing masking, you're pushing forced, jabs, you're pushing 80 different gender pronouns, critical race theory. These things poll incredibly unpopularly. So their basic way of winning elections is just by fear mongering and getting people to show up who don't know what they're talking about and just vote for these people, right? Just vote as a machine. That's how Joe Biden got elected. Joe Biden got elected because they were like Trump. Like they spent 4 years basically telling us that Donald Trump was like the worst thing that could ever happen to the world and that we had to watch out for him. And if you need to vote for this this old senile guy over here who can't remember what he ate for lunch. You got to vote for him, or else we're all going, like, who cares? Like, do it for civilization, save the world, vote for Joe. And we're going to mail ballots to your house. And you just vote. That was the message going into that election. Vote, 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 vote. Just do it. And not Trump. Just vote for that guy, for Biden, him. He's good enough. You're going to like him. So that didn't work out well. And in local town elections too, we give these up. Every school committee in this state is run by communists. And by communists, I mean liberals, of course. And why is that? Because they're unwilling to give up anything. They have to control everything. They have to control who the freaking dog catcher is, who, the comptrollers, they are unwilling to give up anything. Celtics win by 13. Good. Glad to hear. So they are, especially school committees, because they realize, right, if you can't control the schools, then you can't brainwash the next generation of communists. And they figured this out a long time ago. And so even in some of the redder towns like Dudley Charlton and Southwick Tolland, those are red school districts. The East and West Bridgewaters, Bridgewater Raynham, I think. These are red towns. Dighton, Rehoboth, but they're often controlled by communists because they run for office and they realize, oh yeah, this is important. So I ran last year and I lost because the local Democratic town committee got behind 3 communists, basically, like 3 idiots. One of them, Asima Silva, thought that famously that, what did you say? 100,000 kids died from COVID. Remember that person?
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember that.
I lost to her. I lost to somebody like that, like a complete moron. Oi. But I lost, and that's democracy. And I'm like, I was going to run this year. I thought I wanted to run this year, but then I was like, you know what? There's just too much controversy out there with me, Deb.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a hot
right
ticket
now,
these
100%,
days.
100%.
I'm too hot. I'm too hot these days, and we all know what the controversy would be like with that. I just don't need that in my life right now. I don't need that. So, and so I'm better off doing what I do from the sidelines, quite frankly. So
100%.
I just was hoping other people in town would run, and luckily they did. So let me go through this blog real quick. So let's start scrolling down. All right. So the local go back up. The local Democratic town committee has endorsed these 5 people. You drive through Holden, and I'm sorry to bore you guys with town politics, but this happens everywhere, and it involves communists, so we need to talk about it. So these you see in the yard, in certain yards, all these signs, like, immediately, because that's what the Democratic town committee does. There's 3 open spots on the school committee. And so they're going to endorse 3. If a 4th one wanted to run, you know what they would tell them? No, you can't run because we've already chosen the 3. And if a 4th one runs,
they'll take votes away.
They're going to take votes away. You can't do that. Like, they literally just like, okay, you 3. That's what I mean by Democrats. They're a well-organized machine. The Board of Selectmen has 2 spots open. And so they put 2 communists up, Curran and Hurley. And they're like, yeah, you guys are going to run. Okay. Never mind that these people are some of the most incompetent maroons you'll ever see. Like, here's the first one, this lady, Deb Femia. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Look at that. Listening sessions. Okay, and then keep going. This is Malia Gustafson. She's an incumbent. Yikes. Then we have this guy, Tom Curran, and then keep going. A lot of diversity in the Democratic Town Committee. Jerry Hurley, and yeah. So these are the people running. So there was a debate last week, and if you recall, like, I owned the debate last year, dominated. It didn't matter, still lost. And this woman, Deb Femi, is running, and she is just a piece of work. This woman, she doesn't know anything, and she brought a sign with her. I swear to God, that said diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we already know. Like, when you hear those buzzwords, you know everything that means. Like, everything that's like, we know what that means. Okay. That's a Trojan horse for communism, basically. And so Deb Femia, I've seen her post before about how she likes critical race theory. It's like, no. I'm not having my kids getting brainwashed by this bullshit. So she's out. Next up, who else we got on the list here? We got, okay, this woman, Malia Gustafson. Oh, she's a real gem, this one. So she goes about masks on planes. She was upset that we're not going to force masks on planes anymore. So she says, I said pretty much the same thing as Martina yesterday. It's unfortunate that we're not making kids wear masks on planes. They don't serve peanuts on most airlines anymore because severe allergies could kill someone. This is no different for immunocompromised or kids too young to get a vaccine. This is the person who decides my children's educational opportunities. She honestly believes that somebody with a peanut allergy who eats a peanut and could die from that, I guess, is somehow equivalent to a kid getting COVID, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, these are stupid people, very, very stupid people. They should not be allowed anywhere near the control of anything. They shouldn't even be allowed to drive a car, let alone run the schools, but they do, because the communists are like, well, you three idiots will do. And here's the third woman. The third woman's name is Jana Brennan. Oh, there's Malia Gustafson. Yikes. Play this tape. So she actually sent in. So last year, remember, Deb, I spoke at the school committee meeting about, I was leading the anti-mask crusade there, and we were all in attendance. The pro-mask people didn't show up because they said they were afraid of us because we were unjabbed and not masked. And this was like a month before this, no one was wearing masks. I don't know if you recall that time. July, nobody wore masks. August, everyone had masks because they were back in style then, and COVID was back. So play this for me.
All right, make sure I get audio.
Can you hear it? Vaccinated people as well. My 8th grader feels uncomfortable going back without masks. She is vaccinated because she does not want to get her younger unvaccinated brother sick.
Oh,
and we certainly don't feel comfortable sending James into 4th grade in a crowded room and lunchroom if people are not masked. I also feel leaving it up to teachers and staff to know who is vaccinated or not in the upper grades is impossible to keep track.
Okay, she doesn't want her kid. Play that one more time. So the kids, how are they supposed to eat with masks on? So they want them to take bites between. This is the person who wants to run my kids' educational opportunities. No, thank you. So I see that. Yeah, one more time. I just got to hear how stupid this is.
Vaccinated people as well. My 8th grader feels uncomfortable going back without masks. She is vaccinated because she does not want to get her younger unvaccinated brother sick.
Oh my
and we
God.
certainly don't feel comfortable sending James into 4th grade.
She doesn't want to get her younger unvaccinated brother sick. You screwed up as a parent. If your child is worried, oh my God, I might get my brother sick with COVID. If your child is going around worried about stuff like that, you have completely failed as a parent. You all you have to do is tell them, oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine if he gets COVID. You know why? Because he's 6 or he's 8, however old he is, he'll be fine. They don't die. They don't. Yeah, look at the numbers. They just don't. Okay, it's not a thing. You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning, child. You should be much more worried about getting mauled by a bear. Are you worried about getting mauled by a bear? No? Okay, good. If your child was worried, like, mommy, am I going to get mauled by a bear? And you were like, yeah, probably. If you don't wear a mask, like, you better wear a mask or else that bear's going to get you. You would be a failure as a parent because you would making your kids worried for absolutely no freaking reason. Play the rest. What about the mat? I got to hear this part again.
In a crowded room and lunchroom if people are not masked. I also feel leaving it up to teachers and staff to know who is vaccinated.
She's worried. Like, how is your kid wear either if they're wearing masks or not wearing masks, they're not going to wear them during lunch. So that's why it's going to spread anyway, which is why this whole freaking exercise was pointless. Now, we don't wear them in schools anymore. At least, maybe some schools do. I don't know. But they can bring it back whenever they want. These idiots are so obsessed with this. They're sick. They're really sick, these people. There are people that still, I go places and I see kids with masks on still. Like, I think
there's people at like the beach that have masks on. Like, shut up.
Like I figured, I'm like, oh, once this ends, we're all just going to take them off and be like, fuck that shit. But there's still people doing it. Those are the people
walking around by themselves outside with masks.
And I guess that's a good thing because it's like, that's the way it should have been from the beginning, is personal choice. Like, that's their choice to do that. But it just shows what this pandemic has done to people's brains, that they're still doing that. Like, I just couldn't ever imagine being in that. Like, but I'll put a mask on when I go somewhere. Like, fuck no, God no. Oh, so anyway, she wants to run the schools too. That's Jana Brennan. So they're running for that, and a couple other communists are running for whatever. And then we have the people that are running for it. So I invited them on, but quite frankly, so this is Steph Mulroy. She is a really nice lady. I met her the other day. She's just a regular person. She's running for selectman. She owns her family owns this brewery in town called Seven Saws, which is popular, and a dentist office. She knows everyone. Like, she's really friendly. She doesn't come across as like overtly political or anything like that. And she just is for common sense. So she's running. And then there's another guy named Steve Cooley who's running. He's like a grandfather. He's got 7 kids in the school. And then there's school committee. And there's a guy named George Kaminsky who's like wicked smart. Like, George is like, he did.
Yeah,
and he
I remember that name.
His name is like, George is like, my motto is professionalism and common sense, and I am a astrophysicist. He's like so smart. He's like, I do not believe in critical race theory, because critical race theory actually, like, he can break it down much better than I can, cultural stuff, but he's on the right side of everything. So I like him a lot. He's not much of a politician, so I hope he wins. But then there's Elise and Andrew Meter, and they are the other people running. And they actually live down the street from me. Our kids go on the bus together and stuff. And they're lovely people. And he's a Navy SEAL, and she owns a photography business. And they have a nice, wonderful family, 3 boys, all American, all that stuff. And she was just like, she was like me last year. She's just like a regular person who's just like sick of this nonsense and sees the people running the town. And she's like, my kids deserve better than this. Well, then this woman comes along. Okay. Her name is Jennifer Lish. And she caused quite, you see the freaking, I mean, as soon as you see that, you're like, okay, I know everything I need to know about you. She calls herself doctor. She, includes that in her bio. You're not a doctor. Stop it. Okay. Joe Biden's not a doctor either. And spoiler alert, neither am I. But she actually, this post was making the rounds yesterday. She goes, Holden, Massachusetts, Holden Center Historic District, vote for these 5 candidates for the Board of Selectmen and the school board. And then so she goes, okay, so that's fine. So vote for these 5 candidates. Why should we vote for these 5 candidates? What are they going to do? So is she going to make the case for them? Is she going to say why the schools are better off in their hands? No, she's not going to do that because she can't, because she knows that like they don't stand for anything. So how do Democrats get elected then? How do communists get elected? Is they fearmonger and they make you think, well, you have like, not once in the campaign did anyone say like, yeah, vote for Joe Biden because that dude's fucking awesome, man. That guy's like the shit. That guy's gonna like lead this country to greatness. He's the next goddamn JFK or Franklin Roosevelt. Like, that guy is a leader among men. And we need that guy running the show. Nobody even made that case for Joe Biden. The case for Joe Biden was really simple. He's not Donald Trump. And that is essentially what they're doing. Like, Donald Trump is a racist, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. He's bad. And Democrats don't even try to put up good candidates anymore. At least Barack Obama in 2008 had some juice to him. He was exciting. He spoke well. He was young. He could move a crowd. He won by a lot, right? He filled up stadiums. Like, Obama was a superstar. They don't do that. They don't have superstars anymore. That's the problem. Is their entire thing is going on the offense against the other team. Like, their whole plan is just like, well, who cares about us? We're not them. They're crazy. So vote for us because you have to. And so that's exactly what they do here in town. But they're not doing it to Donald Trump. They're doing it to like soccer moms and shit. Like, they're like, these are like people that own photography businesses and run 5Ks and own dentist office. And so this is what they're saying. Why should you vote for them? Because you must reject racism, white supremacy, xenophobia, and anti-LGBTQ hatred. And they just throw this shit out there like it's okay. Like, it's like, oh yeah, just you can't. That woman, Elise Meter, she's a racist. That Stephanie Mulroy, she's a white supremacist. That Russian guy, George, Oh, hates the gays. Hates them. Like, wants them dead. That's insane that you could just go. They're so used to just throwing that out there. They don't even think twice about it. It's the first thing that comes to mind. And guys, we need to start. I understand it's the Democratic strategy. No more. We're not going to put up with that shit anymore. And we're not going to go on the defensive because what they want you to say is, I'm not a racist. And here's why. Here's my black friend. Look at, here's my gay cousin. That's what they want you to say. No. The correct answer to that is shut up, communist. You're a racist. You're a white supremacist. Just call it back on them. That is not a serious political argument that they're making. If they are not going to argue in good faith, you should not argue back in good faith. These are the people who, by the way, are always talking about civility. I want civility. Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to call you a white supremacist and then expect civility in return. Nah, not playing that anymore. Those days are up. Okay. I'm going to call you what you are, groomer, because that's what you're trying to do. You bigot. You're pushing critical race theory. You're a freaking Nazi. You're pushing this bizarre sex ed curriculum because you're a groomer. A groomer. That's what we're doing from now on. The days of being nice are over. So she writes that stuff, and then Steph Mulroy screenshots it, and it gets a lot of people like, wow, that's horrible, obviously. Well, then this idiot chimes in, Sheila. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. As a candidate, you will be subjected to commentary, both positive and negative, some of which you will happen to see or hear, some you won't. This is a side effect everyone experiences who chooses to run for public office. I can say with personal knowledge that it can be extremely painful. Yes, I am struck that as a candidate, you choose to dox, screenshot, and try to humiliate a respected local child therapist, now being called vile names by your followers, who is posting her opinion on her personal page based on signage groupings for the entire community is seeing. So stop right there. So she goes, I am struck that as a candidate, you choose to dox what? She used her real name. Enough with the doxing bullshit. She used her real name to write words on the internet. Stand by them. Period. Okay. Docs, screenshot. Oh God, not screenshot. Yeah, the Democrats have never screenshotted things that Republicans have said ever. And they've never tried to associate the lowest common denominator with the party as a whole. Like, that's what Democrats do all the time. They're like, are you going to disavow this random guy on Twitter with 4 followers who supports you? No, you must be a Nazi then. Good Lord. And then she goes and try to humiliate. First of all, she's not trying to humiliate anyone. She's calling out bullshit. And she's just saying, we're not going to let this sort of bigotry stand, because that's what this is. Bigotry. It's anti-conservative bigotry, what you're doing right now. And it's dangerous. And if we should start using their table, you're putting my life in danger. Okay. What if somebody reads that and then decides that they're going to kill me? Huh? Like they did with the Bernie Sanders shooter guy. Huh? How about that? The guy that shot up the congressional baseball game. We don't want that, do we? We don't want another Waukesha, another guy, Darrell Brooks, who's motivated by Black Lives Matter propaganda and gets a car and runs over a bunch of white people at a parade. Yeah, we don't want that. Yikes. And then she goes, try to humiliate a respected local child therapist. Respected by who? I got no respect for her. And the fact that this woman's a child therapist, quite frankly, is scary. And her opinions, she should be ashamed of her stupid opinions. She put it out there. Now being called vile names by your followers. So it's okay when they call you names, but you can't call them names back. Fuck you, Sheila. We're going to say whatever we want. That's the new right. You're thinking of the old right, the respectable civility. Yeah, they're gone. We kicked their asses out. They're with you now. It's called the Lincoln Project. They're off groping little boys and shit. Go hang out with them. Go give them your money. They love to take liberal donations and spend it on bullshit. Enrich the Lincoln Project, please. You'll like them a lot. But that's not who the right is anymore. We actually fight back, which is why you don't like us very much. So she goes, she didn't mention having your name and may not have been even including you. It was assumed, okay? This was an assumption on your part. No, it was not. The post was perfectly clear. Reject racism by voting for these people because the others are racist. Okay, that's what it means. Stupid. Don't insult my intelligence, Sheila. This does not make you the victim here. Whoever said she's a victim? Rather, the attacker. Oh, she's attacking. Oh, God. Hopefully, this is not a precursor of behavior should you win a position of power when many will disagree with you. Yeah, they hate that. Hopefully it is. Hopefully she gets in there and doesn't put up with your bullshit so your communist reign of terror ends, commie. That's what we're going to do when we get into power. We're going to destroy you, okay? So go on. Let's see the rest. You can go on to the next one. So the problem was that 3 of the 5 candidates, Deb Femia, and 2 others who was
Jerry and Tom Kern, right?
They all liked it. And they were like, thank you for your support. Because they don't even think twice about it. Look at this comment. Are racism, xenophobia a present factor in this month's election? Or should we just simply reject these things in principle? Imagine writing those words in the internet. Like if you're Judith, you're sitting on your computer like, oh my God, really? Wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask her.
Please send me a message. Tell me what we're dealing with.
Should we reject racism in general, or are we rejecting?
Tell me whatever you want me to do. I'll do it.
I just reject it completely. And she goes like, they are factors. So there she's doubling down. I'm like, yep, you're running against racism because they don't have anything to run against. So go down. So please send me a message. Oh my God. And then he's like, thanks for your support. Blah, blah, blah. All right. And then there's this guy. Oh, this douchebag. Oh my God, this failed musician, Walter Crockett. I wrote a blog about him back in December.
Yep. The brewery, yeah.
He was no masks at Seven Saws Brewing, which is owned by Steph Mulroy. I think I've been criticized. He was freaked out about it. Cases are up. Dude, don't go out. Don't go out. The less we see people like you out, the better. We don't want you here. We don't want you in Holden. Go back to Worcester where you belong. Get out of here, Walter. You old bag. No one wants your old ass lying around. Why do you care about the school committee anyway? You don't have kids in the schools. These geezers. Jesus Christ. And then, so this is what he writes. Trumpers. And you knew it was going to happen. Trumpers are coming for your town. As soon as I hear anyone say the word Trumpers or Trumpanzees, I know that they're just a boomer partisan radical. Like that's all they are. Like no serious person uses that term, Trumpers or Trumpanzees, unless they just live in a bubble and they're just like anyone who voted for Donald Trump or supported him is just I can't even imagine associating with anyone like that. They don't go to my social clubs and this and that. And like, oh my God, you have to be kidding me. So let me go on and read some of the things that because it's pretty telling here, and I want to address it. I present the letter below, not just as demonstration of what's happening in Massachusetts, a town of Holden, a town that voted blue in all but one presidential election in this century. Is that true? But what's happening all over America, the poison Kool-Aid of Trumpism has seeped down to the local level. So let me stop you right there. So you see what he's trying to do here, Deb?
He's trying to forget what? Like, I don't know.
He's doing what Democrats always do.
What, just making it all about like Trump?
They cannot get without Trump. They don't want that's why I'm wearing DeSantis shirt. I kind of want Trump to go away because he's all they can talk about.
Oh yeah, they definitely need something new, you know.
And so they need as long as they could tie it, they just have to obsess over Trump, and that's I'm sure what they did with me with the robocall last year. I'm sure they're like, Trump is coming, you know. That it's all they can do to mobilize their own people. That's why 81 million people allegedly voted for Joe Biden was because they're just like
he's not
Trump because he's not Trump. We have so that's the message that they're sending. And so he's like, Trumpers are coming. None of these people are talking about MAGA or anything like that. They're like, dude, I just want my kid to go to school and get a good education. God forbid. I guess I'm a racist and a xenophobe. And
you're not for masks. You're just automatically a Trumper. Forget it.
I would also like to point out that all this bullshit people and I was right and other people were wrong. Other people oh, well, it's just he lost because he's Turtleboy and he says offensive things and blah, blah, blah. And if we have a more civilized, school, parent first candidate, then they will be treated with respect. Oh yeah. Will they? Cause look at this. They're getting the same treatment that I am. And they've never called anyone a cunt. And I've done a lot worse than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So enough with this whole, they're actually offended. They're not offended by anything I say. They're offended by the fact that I have the audacity to challenge their stranglehold on political power. I represent a threat to the establishment, and the communist does not like it when you challenge him. And that's the essence of communism. So he goes on to say, this poison Kool-Aid of Trumpism has seeped down to the local level. Trumpers are seeking office at every level, and they're bringing with them their perverse views on women. Okay, so Steph Mulroy and Elise Meter have perverse views on women. What? Minority rights, like, oh yeah, I have an Elise Meter sign in my yard. It also says, yeah, Elise Meter, don't like the blacks.
Yep.
Can't stand them. Cannot stand them. Like, what are you talking about? Book banning and burning. Banning, definitely. Like, here's the thing. By that, Walter, we don't want your pornography in our schools.
Right.
Okay. We know that you're a creepy old dude, and for some reason you want children to access pornography at a young age because you're a creeper and you're a dangerous person. And I would never trust my child anywhere near somebody like you. You're a disgusting, filthy groomer, and we don't want our children to be influenced by people like you. And you've tried, and now you can't tell the truth about what you're actually pushing. So you just, they're book burning. Because when you think of book burning, the first thing you think of is like Adolf Hitler and Nazis throwing a bunch of Jewish books in a pile and lighting them on fire. That's the image they want to sell. COVID denial and climate denial. Climate denial. What? And then he goes, this is not normal republicanism. I hear this all the time. These are not the days when the two parties could exist in power, arguing their simple differences on economic issues. Stop right there, because I want to address this. I see this all the time from liberals. Now, they always say this. They're like, oh, I hear Stelter say it on CNN. They're like, well, why can't the days are gone when we just disagree on economic issues or tax policy. They love to say economic issues and tax policy. You know why? Because that's what they want us to push. Because that's all Republicans used to talk about. We got into office. We didn't do anything except cut the capital gains tax. Wicked exciting shit. That's why nobody voted or cared. Like what?
Right.
What do I care about? Like some fucking stockbroker getting a tax break?
Yeah,
I don't give
nothing
a
changed.
shit. Yeah. What we care. So they found when Republicans were doing shit like that, it was like not a threat to them. They're like, oh yeah, so we can, agree to disagree with them. But now we're pushing for cultural stuff because we see what you're doing. Our eyes are open. We've seen, we follow libs of TikTok. We see what you're doing in the schools. We see what you've done to our children, and we're not putting up with it anymore. And they can't stand it. They can't stand it. And so you're right. Those days are gone. I don't give a shit about tax policy. I don't. I mean, I kind of do, I guess, a little bit. It's like way down on my list. I don't know.
Why are these people so concerned about the women's rights anyways? They couldn't say what a woman was like.
They don't even know what a woman is. Right. So like the fact that, to me, a much bigger issue, like I am much more interested in if a candidate can tell me what a woman is than what their position on taxes is, period. Because if you can't tell me what a woman is, I know everything I need to know about you. Right. If you support Black Lives Matter and communist street riots, I know everything I need to know about you. I don't need to know anything else. If you support critical race theory in schools, that matters to me infinitely more than your position on tax policy or economic issues. I don't give a shit about that at all. At all. I don't. And they want you to focus on that stuff so that you don't go after the cultural stuff, which is what they have been pushing now for the last couple decades, basically. And that's why we're at where we're at now, because they're the only ones that fight the cultural battle, and they're winning it. And they're getting little steps and little steps and little steps. And next thing you know, we got drag queen story hour in the schools. Okay? So enough of that shit. Serenity now. Serenity now, as someone says in the comments. Let me see here. Give me 1 sec.
Check your donos, by the way.
Did I get one? I don't even know. Oh, I did get one. Nice. Okay, let me do a little dono break here. Where'd my stream at go? There we go. We got one from, oh, that's the wrong one. That's the let's see. Oh, okay. We got where the hell did it go? Wrong screen. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. First one is from what's this individual's name? We got Michelle. Sends $5 and says, check out Bob May for Congress. Who's Bob May? I guess we'll check him out. Then we have $10 from Steven. He says, big fan of Lauren, the future lawyer. Yeah, Lauren, law school Lauren's been all over the place. She's been showing up on various YouTube streams, I guess, on the interwebs. Defending the wall hard, defending the Turtleboy brand hard, I would say, like very effectively too, if I might add.
One of us.
Definitely, but she's a voice for. She's like the one that they don't know what to do with because they're so used to like people backing down. She just fights back harder than them. It's like
because this is practice for her, man. That's all it is.
It is, and they don't know what to do. And she's like,
she's educated, so she's like not falling for the crap, you know.
What do you mean? Stop. Okay. Oh, please. Anyway,
she doesn't like the attention. She gets embarrassed.
Oh, please. Come on. She doesn't like the attention.
You're so cute. You're so cute, Lauren.
Right. Okay. Anyway, so can we go back to the blog there? Let's see. Okay, here it is. All right. So he goes, the following comes from okay, so let's see. This is science versus superstition, democracy versus autocracy, facts versus propaganda, compassion versus selfish. They're the compassionate ones, right? Conservative Christian whites versus the world. Dude, everyone in Holden is white. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're the diverse. The Holden Democratic Town Committee is really diverse. Okay. Go down to what else did he say? Go back down. Okay. And he's worried about huge numbers of parents are not listened to and ignored. Masks and school clothing. That's a red flag that there should be no political viewpoints in schools. That's a red flag. We don't like that. The conservative school committee candidates had no hesitation proclaiming their own conservative values, but then decried political viewpoints in schools. No one said critical race theory outright, but the dog whistle was obvious. Resentment of school closings and mask mandates during the pandemic was expressed by candidates who felt their objections had not been heard. God forbid parents who have kids in the schools, which Walter does not, have a little bit of resentment towards that. Just a reminder that at least 2 school committee meetings were devoted to hearing public comment on the issue for hours. Some parents disagreed with the outcome, but they were not, in fact, ignored. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's, did he say anything else? What did he say? Oh, here's a handy guide to the sane candidates running in the Holden town election. If you're from Holden, you should turn out to beat the right-wing Trumpers and homophobes. Now, I was thinking about having Elise or Stephanie on tonight, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea, Deb, to be perfectly honest.
Probably not. Like, because then they're going to go, oh, Turtleboy, don't you know about Turtleboy? That means you support this shit.
Right. Like, because right now they can say, like, they can be like, well, he's Turtleboy which is, I'm Trump, basically, they're going to say, I'm the devil. It's one thing if I support you and I'm like, yeah, vote for this person. It's another thing if you come on the show. They'll be like, what?
Then they're going to be like, oh, you're aligned with him. And all
yeah, you're aligned with it. So I think it's honestly better for them if they don't come on. Like, they don't need that shit. This is like, vote for them. So if you live in Holden, if you know anyone in Holden, we'll call them up Monday. Big election. Hopefully we'll have them on after that. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's go on to the next plug. Can we talk about the state police story? Another scandal, folks.
You can do that.
All right. So this is all right. So we have so this is all. Some people were mad about this blog. They're like, "Why are you rating a blog about hearsay?" I mean, because
you gave a disclaimer.
Yeah. So here's the deal with this story, right? I was alerted about a week or so ago by several Massachusetts state troopers. Okay, sauces. I got a lot of state troopers who send me story ideas, and especially when they're mad, they're very upset about the vaccine, the jab. The climax. They're upset about the climax because several of them have really good troopers too, decorated, young, healthy people have lost their jobs as a result of not getting the climax. And that's messed up. And the colonel, Chris Mason, has basically been a stooge for Charlie Baker. He was appointed in 2019 and has sold him out. And so they resent him for that, and justifiably so. He should have said no. Not every police department had to do this. A lot of municipalities just said no. The state police were like, yep, fucking stick it in me. Let's go. Let's do it. So I understand the resentment there towards this guy. And I do think if he wasn't pushing that, I probably wouldn't have heard about this story. And so people I got a lot of criticism for that, and I'm going to address some of it in a moment. But anyway, I get alerted that on a date in February, I now know it is February 28th was the date. February 28th. Oh, and by the way, if you guys like the donos that we did before, it's linked in the top of the bio there. You can click on that, donate whatever amount of money you want, and write a little message, and I'll bring it up on the big screen. I'm also available on Cash App, $ Uncle Turtleboy, and I'll get a notification on my phone for that if you choose to go that route. Okay. So I find out, right, that this incident happens on February 28th in Hyannis, right? And which is part of Barnstable. It's like the crowded part of Barnstable where the Kennedys used to go. It's ghetto now. And apparently the Chris Mason's son, Reed, is found sleeping behind the wheel of his car, a Jeep, I guess. And he was drunk, and he had 4 guns in the car. And now the Barnstable Police sources are saying that the guns were not loaded. But does that make any sense to you, Deb? Who carries 4 unloaded guns with them?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot. Like
unloaded
at that hour too. Like why?
Why would you have 1 unloaded gun with you? Like what's the purpose? Why would you bring a gun out?
If you were going hunting or something, like there's no other reason. Like, and even then, because you can't load it, like have it loaded next to you or anything. But
yeah, like what are you going to do with an unloaded gun? You can't do anything, And
why do you need that many? That's sketchy anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so let's so this guy this is Reed, the 22-year-old son. He works as a EMT, I guess, in the Outer Cape and I guess Provincetown, and he is wants to be a trooper or a cop or whatever, and he's 22 years old, lives in Barnstable. And there he is, seems like a decent guy, but he got drunk that night and he did something he's supposed to, and the cops found him that way. And Chris Mason gets the message about this. Now, the only way, and again, I am getting all this information. None of this is documented. So I can't show you court docs or anything like that. So either you trust me or you don't. I would not publish something like this if I did not have 100% confidence in my sources. With the state police story 5 years ago with the Ali Bebo thing, I did not even have the police report when I published that. But I had confidence in my sources, and I turned out to be 100% right. And I am 1,000% confident in this one, considering who my sources are. And trust me, there's going to be more on this one. I'm pretty goddamn positive. So they... who do you think could have called Chris Mason up at 1 a.m? Does he have radar in his head? Does some alert go off and it's like, oh no, my son needs me?
Yeah, he would have to.
No, somebody had to have called him, and maybe a Barnstable police officer called him, and then he comes down there and he's got the guns on him and he tries to get the guns. Now I am told that at least one of the officers objected to this, and obviously the objection carried the day, because they took the guns and they took his LTC. Now I tried to confirm that they took his LTC
on that day.
No, this was 3 months ago. So, I don't know if it was that day.
Yeah.
But I'm told that they confiscated his LTC. Mm-hmm. So because you can't have that, and you can't be. Yeah. So anyway, it's completely irresponsible. Like, what if somebody broken in the car? Right. Alerts you. So a lot of things could go wrong with that. Anyway, so I get alerted to this, and I contact the Barnstable Police Department, and I kind of get the runaround there. It was interesting, Deb, because I called them up, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to find out if this guy lost his LTC. They're like, they always try to give you the runaround. The dispatcher's like, I don't know if that's public, and I'm like, well, if they can give that out. I'm like, well, I'm a reporter,
Right.
and they're like, okay, where are you from? And I'm like, Turtleboy, and you can hear it, like when someone knows what Turtleboy is. You know how? Because they don't ask you what the hell's Turtleboy. They like if they were like, what the hell's that? They're just like, oh, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna get you someone right away. It's like, and they love that. And they love that. So they transfer me to somebody in records, who then transfers me to Lieutenant Mellon, I think his name is.
Mellon, yeah.
And so I leave a voicemail with him. He doesn't call me back, right? Anyway, so that's that. So let's see what else we got here. So yeah, there's this dude, and there he is being featured on the awarded something. Like, he seems like a decent enough kid, and yeah, he fucked up, and people are like, hey, well, he's just a kid who fucked up or whatever. It's like, yeah, but it's the fact of the matter that's like the state police, they're constantly involved in some sort of controversy.
Shit, yeah.
Right. And this guy's supposed to be like the reformer, and he comes along and his son gets caught doing something. If he wasn't the son of the colonel, this courtesy call wouldn't have been made.
Right.
And
that's the problem.
Yeah, sorry. If any other person did that, their career opportunities would be limited, unless he can, learns how to suck a dick. Like, that can get you somewhere, as we've seen with the state police, but that's a different story. I digress. So I messaged Reed Mason on Facebook, and let's see. He ended up blocking me as soon as this blog was published, but I messaged him. I'm like, hey, I have a question. And he's like, yes, sir. And he messaged me back like right away. So he was there. He's prompt. And I go, were you found out passed out in your car in February with 4 guns in the vehicle?
Blocked.
No, he wasn't blocked, but it was like an hour later.
He left you on red.
Just like there. No, it was red. And so I'm like, okay, you've read it. The first one you got back to me immediately. What do you think he was doing right after that?
Oh, fuck.
Like he was calling his dad. Like, what do I do?
What do I say? Shit.
Stay here. And he's like, son, you block him. You blocked him. So I'm blocked. And that to me just confirmed that this is 100% true, because why wouldn't you just be like, I have no idea what you're talking about? Like, none. So anyway, keep going. Is there anything else on this?
Just the.
Yeah. Okay. Just that. Okay. So yeah. So there's that. All right. Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting story. To me, that's news. But I want to. Cool. So Deb, I got sent a cup. There's a lot of Turtleboy butthurt out there, but I had no idea like how there are so many people I don't know who just talk about me and get really mad about me. So I got a couple clips here I want to share.
Oh,
so, yeah. Okay. So let's end on a fun note. So the other night I got alerted that Connie was having a thing, and you guys know. So I'm driving home, and I'm like, somebody's like, Connie's live, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to. I'm driving. What else am I doing? I might I can just talk and do whatever. I can go on Connie's panel because I heard Terry was on there. Terry, the German Terry, and I always like Terry because
Terry's hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm like, but Terry obviously, and I'm like, to me, he doesn't seem like an angry guy. He obviously is with, I'm sure he's taking shots at me. I really don't care, and I just want to let Terry know that, like, hey, what's up, brother? We're cool. Like, I'm like, let's shoot the shit a little bit, and like, I went on there on Connie's thing. And like Connie is just like, they're like, I started commenting, and Terry was like, is that the really turtle? That's not the real Turtleboy. And I'm like, and then Connie's like, no, it really is. It really is. And so he brings me on. And so I go on there, and I'm just like, so what's going on, brother? This shit starts shooting the shit. And he's like, yes, are you making any jerk off videos? I'm like, Terry, like, what do you like, dude? You don't jerk off, dude? He's like, not on the video. I'm like, bro, it's the new courtship, my guy. Like, it's just how shit works. Don't send it. He's like, do you regret it? I'm like, yeah, You're like, yeah. And I can be candid about it. I'm like, yes, this horrible, traumatic thing happened to me 7 or 8 months ago, but here I am laughing about it. So I've kind of taken the steam out. And then Terry's like, I feel like by the end of that, Terry realized that, like, wait a minute, I don't hate this guy. I'm supposed to hate this fucking guy. This guy got caught jerking off. It's like, who cares? You know, it is what it is.
I don't think he's been on the other program for a while. Like,
oh, really?
That's what I've heard.
I don't listen.
But I've heard he has not been on there in a while. I could be wrong.
Well, that's interesting.
Back,
that's interesting. But I just heard he was on there. I'm like, I'll go on there and shoot the shit. And I knew, Deb, that when I went on there, you know how many group chats were probably going on immediately?
Oh,
like,
fuck yeah.
Turtleboy's on Connie's. Turtleboy's on Connie's. Listen in. All of a sudden, the views start going up, and I'm just
Connie was fucking having an orgasm, dude. He was so excited. That was probably the most views he's ever had. He didn't know what to do. So,
by the way, I just want to make it clear: Connie's is the only one I will go on. He has official rights to Turtleboy, contractual license. I won't go on any other panels except for Connie's. Okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. So I'm like. So I go on there and, I'm sure all these people are like, oh my God, he's on there. Can you believe he's on there? It was the talk of the town. Immediately, multiple other channels drop everything that they're doing. They have a forum about it. We need to discuss it. And there's one guy, I guess they call it, what's his name? Tonic? I think his name is Zack.
Tonic.
Zack Martins, I believe is his name. And, okay, so I don't know who this guy is, right? But he left I'm going to play for you here, a really weird message that this guy, I don't know who he is, but he called me in like December, I want to say, and he left me one of the freaking creepiest videos, creepiest messages you will ever hear. Okay, so this is, let me get this. Okay, I put the right mic on. Okay, can you guys hear this if I play this?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I don't know. Give me some audio.
Can you hear that?
No. Oh. You're gonna take your headphones off, remember?
Oh, right. Okay. Right. So here we have. He calls himself Tonic, but his name is Zack. Zack Martin. I think he's from Kansas. Do we know where he's from?
I don't know where he's from. That sounds right for some reason.
Sorry, I gotta pull the volume. Where's he from, Deb?
I think it might be Kansas. It sounds right.
Did I lose Deb?
I'm here.
Hold on. I gotta change my settings. Audio. Can you hear me, Deb?
I hear you. You hear me?
I hear you. Why am I not hearing anything? You guys can hear me. Hold on. Let me plug this back in. Oh, you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
I can't hear you for whatever reason, but I'll plug it back in whenever I can. All right. So I'm going to play this audio for you guys to hear because this is creepy. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Oh, they can hear me. You just can't hear me. Weird.
Hey, what's up, Jaden? So this is Tonic. We tried to get a hold of you so you could come on the show. You have an open invitation. I wish you didn't know that. You know, I'm just that nice of a guy. We'd like you to come on and talk about your various jerk-out videos because, I mean, I'm a big fan. I know that for some reason you're against homosexuality, and that's all well and good. You know, I hope that works out for you. I myself love watching men jerk out all the time, and I've watched you jerk out plenty of times. So if you want to come on and talk about this.
I've watched me what?
You've watched you jerk off plenty of times.
All the time. And I've watched you jerk out plenty of times. So if you
imagine calling another man and being like, dude, I watched you masturbate like plenty of times. Like people sent it to me. I hit that play button all the time. So that's Tonic, okay. So that's perfectly normal for him, I guess. And then he also went on. I don't know why I can't hear Deb. It's annoying the fuck out. Hold on one sec. I gotta figure this out. Hold on. Settings. Okay, I want to keep that mic on. Deb, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. So let me try playing this. I'm going to bring up on the screen, and maybe we can hear the audio that way.
Everybody could hear you and me that time, even though you couldn't hear me. Everybody could still hear me too.
Okay. So this is like, wait till you hear this guy talking. It's fucking weird. Let me play some of his takes. Let me play this. Start with this one.
I can't believe he was on Connie's.
Yeah, I can't believe he was on Connie's. That like it's a talk of the town. It's the talk of the town.
I can see her saying that though, because that is kind of random. I would have been like, "What the hell?" Like, you know.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, but you know.
Is that him?
Yeah.
We can't hear him.
You guys can't hear him?
No.
Wait, you guys can't hear that at all? What the fuck?
I see his mouth moving, but I don't hear anything.
Okay, hold on. Why is it not fucking working? All right, do I have to I don't understand why I have to take the headphones out. What
I don't know. Whatever you remember how you had to do something weird the other day to like hear for us to hear your audio?
But then I can't hear you.
I know, but you hear me the other day. You could do it.
I don't know. So I guess I'm just not going to hear you. I'm going to play. You can just listen.
Just play it.
Okay, I'm going
I'll
to play.
make
Okay.
comments to people.
All right.
So
Yeah. Okay.
me.
So I guess you guys can hear Deb and you can hear me. We're going to play some Tonic here about whatever.
Drama, which is not a good move because I'm going to fucking rail you, Turtleboy, until your fucking colon's bleeding from the inside out.
Oh dear.
You realize that?
Ooh.
Like I will harass your show.
Okay.
I will fucking call your number incessantly. If I ever get your wife's number, I'm gonna call the shit out of that. Like I you know, like honestly, I was like, oh, look at jokes.
Okay, so that's a normal reaction to me going on Connie's panel. For some reason, this person I've never met or spoken to before and lives 1,500 miles from me is like really upset for some reason. I don't know. Okay, I would probably get mental help if I were him, because that's not a normal feeling to have about a complete stranger. But you do you, brother. Here's another one.
When it comes to Aiden Cardi, I'm sorry, gloves are off. Like gloves are the fuck off. This Aiden Cardi is such a faggot.
Oh. Okay, so he's I'm a faggot. Oh, that's interesting. What else we got? What else does Tonic think of me here? Mr. Zack Martins. What does he think of me? Let's see. What do we got next? By the way, he's like in a bedroom somewhere. That's him in the lower right-hand corner. Obviously, this guy is just swimming in tail, swimming in pussy. Like, can't get enough of it. This guy probably gets laid all the time. So he's in a fine position to lecture other men about their sexuality. So that's what he says here.
Because you are so fucking insufferable. Your show is terrible. You are terrible. I hope you fucking fall into a fucking night. Like honestly, Aiden Cardi, I hope you die. I hope you fucking kill yourself. I hope when your fucking wife leaves you with the kids and everything and they're off to college, that you stick a fucking gun in your mouth. Fucking kill yourself, faggot.
That's normal. Yeah, he seems like a well-adjusted human being. That's a normal reaction to have to a complete stranger going on Connie's panel. For sure. For sure. Things are going well for you, my guy. This is all a reaction to me going on Connie's panel. This is what happened. Okay. Like, this is crazy. But here's the next one.
So that's the kind of person that Turtleboy is. He's an absolute fucking grade A faggot, and I hope he fucking gets stabbed.
That's nice.
Okay. Any other thoughts about me, Tonic?
I
Do you
have
any
those
other
thoughts about
Let's
people,
see.
but I don't usually broadcast them on audio. Like, I don't know.
Public figure. So let's take a look. Take a look at Turtleboy's shit. Okay.
No. Oh my god, they're not showing me any
let's take some time to look at this. We got Turtleboy.
Okay, so I guess this is him showing how I'm not. So he's trying to say here that I'm not like important. Now I just want to be very clear. So YouTube is one piece of my portfolio. I have what's called a blog. I'm a blogger. And the blog gets on average, I don't know, 50 to 60,000 people a day come to the blog. It's like, selling out a football stadium. No big deal. And That's what I do. Now, the YouTube is supplementary. Now, I know that's a big word for you. It's like in addition to, right? It's a piece of my Turtleboy portfolio. The blog is kind of like the alpha. And then there's the Twitter account. There's the Instagram. There's the Facebook. There's the YouTube channel. And I got about 20,000 subs on air, and I come on twice a week, and it is what it is. And some Turtle Riders are on here. I would say, what is this? Like probably 5-10% of Turtle Riders watch the YouTube show, I would say. A lot of people don't have time for YouTube. Not everyone's on YouTube, dude. So he seems to, like, so he's like, his whole thing here is like, well, this guy is an idiot. Nobody watches you. It's like, yeah, I know. I got like 20,000 subs. I am what I am. I don't think I'm fucking Joe Rogan on here or anything like that. I'm just a guy that talks about my blog on YouTube. And so he's going to compare that to like what a real YouTuber is. So let's see what kind of shows that this guy watches to prove, you know, what a loser I am. Let's see.
Right, Turtleboy Live, he's got 20,000 subs.
Yep, not bad.
Right, his average fucking viewership. Let's see, when he does a live stream, it's like somewhere in the thousands, like 1,600. You know.
Oh yeah.
Every time I'll cover like a hot news story, like this motherfucker, this Tony Branch motherfucker, 2,000. Okay, so wow, you'd think if you were kind of new to YouTube that these would be some pretty high numbers, right?
Not really.
Right?
No, not really.
Let's take a look at an actual successful YouTube.
And by the way, I just want to be clear. I don't really care about the numbers, like at all. I don't care if 5 people watch it, 10 people watch it. It's just something for me to do. It's just another way for me to get content out there and distribute it, because that's how marketing works, genius.
Clarissa comes through.
And for them, for the record, Tonic Deep Throats Hammers. Oh, God. This is normal. And by the way, he's like drunk on a Sunday afternoon.
No, I can't.
So this is
Clarissa,
normal. I don't know who this person is. Apparently, they think about me a lot. Like a lot. And I found this whole meltdown extremely entertaining when it was sent to me. I'm like, oh, this is gold. This is gold, baby. Oh, I own their brains. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. And this, by the way, what I'm doing right now, oh, this is going to be taken, and they are going to break this down, and they're going to get so mad about it, and they're going to go on, they're going to cry. He jerks off. He jerks off. Don't you know that? And he sends nudes. It's so bad. It's so bad. So let me play some more. This is what he's going to show. Let's see what he watches. That's cool.
So again, I always go on about this, but shit. Yeah,
what?
Guargara, fucking Hololive channel, gets somewhere around 310,000 views.
So what is this Gara? So this is like a regular thing that what the fuck is Guargara? Do I even want to know what a Guargara is? Okay, well, I'm going to look this up. Guargara?
Gara.
It is a, no. How do you spell that? Guargara?
G-A-W-R.
This anime porn or something? Okay, Guargara. Okay, so it's a YouTube channel with 4 million subscribers. It's some sort of like Japanese anime shit. So obviously this is a regular thing he goes to. So life is going well for him, obviously, sitting in his bedroom there, drunk on a Sunday afternoon, talking about me and thinking about this random guy from Massachusetts who clearly occupies his mind a lot of the time. And he's like, yeah, well, you don't have nearly as many views as this anime porn thing that I watch. Yeah, I know. I also don't have as many subs as Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or anything like that. Yep, there's channels out there that are bigger than mine. I'm aware. Owned. Like, what do you think that proves? Some guy spanks. This guy definitely jerks off to anime porn. 1,000%. Either way, the last time he felt the inside of a woman was in another life, basically. There's absolutely no way there's no way he's ever had sex before. There's no way that anyone who's ever felt the sweet sensation of raw dog before could ever possibly care this much about another man. would ever call up a phone and be like, bro, I watch you jerk off all the time. But I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I watch you jerk off all the time. I put that shit on repeat. Okie dokie. So what is
401,000 views, 313,000 views, fucking 402,000 views, 472,000 views. Listen. I'm gonna tell you this now, Turtleboy, you're not shit.
Ooh.
You're not even close to shit.
Ooh.
You're not even half close.
Yeah, not even half close, guys. Things are going well for that guy. That guy is killing it, baby. Killing it. We got a couple more clips from him here. What else we got here? Now once he blows his girlfriend up and turns on the motorized mouth. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so what do we got here? Another clip?
You have sent your jerk off videos to very, very sorry, I lost my track. Freaking bitch.
I'm just drunk.
I'm so
that are very much inclined to just send those out to anybody because you are a goddamn retard. You are a goddamn filthy piece of trash. Your wife needs to leave you. Decimate anything they had to. Yeah, no, it is 303. Yeah.
And by the way, why are they so picture possibly being concerned about like the marital status of somebody 1,500 miles from you? Like, dude, I'm really invested in this guy's personal life. Oh man, if he's still together, which by the way, I'll never tell anyone. It's literally nobody's business. It's very interesting that you care that much. As if, oh man, I'm going to be so happy if he gets divorced. I'm going to be so happy about it. Why would that make you what do you care? Why are you so invested in me? I don't give a fuck about you. You're obviously a weirdo. I feel bad for you because you're so strange and bored and your life is this empty that you think about me this much. And that guy, if he's married, I'm going to be pissed. He jerks off. I watch it all the time. What?
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Aiden Carney, honestly, if he was beheaded by an ISIS fucking member in a desert, I would not fucking care. Honestly, if someone came up and shot him in the face, I wouldn't fucking care. I would fucking laugh at it. I would think it's goddamn hilarious. Fuck Turtleboy. Fuck you, Aiden Carney. I hope you get cancer.
Oh, I probably will, but that's a different story. It runs in the family. But it's okay. We got good hospitals here in Massachusetts. We don't live in Kansas. Anyway, do we have one more? I think there's one more clip here. Oh, this is when they call me. So where do you see this clip? This is they call me. Where do you hear my voicemail? This confuses the fuck out of them. Tell me if you guys get the reference. Apparently they don't. It's a one-time thing, Ranger Joe.
You have reached Mandalay Industries.
Mandalay
Industries speaking. We have all your products here. If you'd like to purchase any sort of latex products, please let us know. Or if you're applying for the sales position, we are still taking applications online. So go ahead to MandalaYindustries.net and apply. And we look forward to
you can't hear it?
Now we hear it.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any.
No!
So that's I have a Vandalay and I have I don't use my real name on the voicemail. It's a joke. It's hello, you've reached Vandalay Industries. Latex. If you're applying for the latex sales position, leave them. It's a Seinfeld reference for those of you youngins out there. It's a Seinfeld reference. And wait till you hear this reaction. They're like,
no.
You know why his voicemail is like
Mom's
that, right?
here.
Because he's a pussy and he wants people that call him to think they have the wrong number.
God,
she cracked the case.
She
She cracked the case. He's a pussy. She cracked the case. It's not actually Vandalay Industries, guys. It's not actually Vandalay Industries. There's nothing that gets by. Nothing gets by her. Oh man, there's no other except 2 out of 4 kids. But besides that, nothing gets by it. Nothing. So
numerous times that is in fact his fucking number, and then
Tonic, I'm surprised to hear that is. I'm assuming that you it's the 413 number, right?
Yes, it is.
That you just used. That's so weird because when he told the police that he was hacked, he said that he had to get a new phone and phone number.
Oh, she cracked the case.
Weird.
Yeah, it's almost like I have 1 and 2 phones. Oh yeah, but he must have lied to the police. Nothing gets by. Nothing gets by these geniuses. They're just too smart for me, guys. They've just outwitted me. The storm is coming. Oh, and by the way, so anyway, let's see. You there, Deb?
I'm here.
Hold on.
You hear me?
I got a surprise for the person there. I know everything. Let's just put it that way. Thank you, Amanda. Let's just put it that way. Thank you, Amanda. I know a lot of shit now, and we're gonna have some fun with that. Let me just tell you. I know.
Is there a storm coming?
Oh, there's a storm coming.
Is there? Shit.
There's a storm coming, and they're not gonna like it. It's called Hurricane Shannon, and it's brought to you by our good friends over at Turtleboy Daily News. Let's just put it that way. We're gonna have some fun with that. Was that the real? Was that the real Connie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
He called you a chomo, so I threw him away.
What's his problem?
He's retarded.
I thought me and Connie were cool. Connie,
he's mad because I didn't obey him because 7 Pounder started getting into it with him. So he goes, block him or I'm out. I was like, excuse me, I don't work for you. And and then he got all mad. He's like, y'all trash. And then he started calling you a chomo. So I was like, bye.
Yeah, exactly. We all know. It's it's not even fun. Anybody with the brain, you see the kind of clientele we're dealing with over here. They're not sending their best. They're actual lunatic. That man that you heard there, Zack Marston, and people are like, why are you giving him attention? That's the only attention he will be getting from me. But I just thought it was amusing, Deb. I heard this man, and it's just wow, this is the effect I have by going on Connie's panel for 10 minutes while I'm driving home.
Against Rebel City. Yep, that was definitely real Connie because he's back on a different channel. Chomo Kearney.
What's your problem, Connie? I thought we were cool. Why?
I told you I don't know why you went on his channel because he's more bipolar than anyone I've ever seen.
I know he's crazy.
So now he hates you because I didn't listen to him probably, but he'll be over it tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's cool. That's true. That's true. So, anyway, do you guys have any questions? Oh, I got a dono here. I got to bring up here. Give me one moment. Got a couple donos. Wow, actually, let me bring these up. And this really pisses them off when people donate money. They're like, "Oh my God, why are they donating?" Oh, so Turtle Cadet says gives 100, and he goes for no other reason because I choose to donate. Strong work. So you see, Turtle Cadet is a solid citizen. He's our official boomer in the house. He calls himself that, not me. So I don't even know Turtle Cadet's real name, but that's my boy right there. So thank you very much, Turtle Cadet. I appreciate it very much. We also have a $50 dono from our good friend Suzanne, who says Tonic is one fucked up guy. Yeah, I hope he gets the mental health treatment that he clearly needs. It's not. He's got some issues. So, again, and if any, I won't go on their channels because you don't go down. Except on Connie's. I go on Connie's. He's got the contract with me. I can't go on any other channels, but and plus I'm actually breaking stories. I broke a pretty big story today, guys, about the Massachusetts State Police colonel covering up another incident there, and I talked about politics. That's what I do. I'm not in it for the drama. I don't care about any of you people. You're just a distraction. But yeah, that's it. So anyway, because people are they always send me these links to oh, check out this guy right here. I don't know who he is.
Who's this?
I don't know who this person is, but somebody sent me his link yesterday. You got to go on. I'm I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, AC. Yes.
I don't know who any of these people are. They know who I am, I guess, because I matter and they don't. But I'm I have no interest in listening to. If I want to watch retards talk, like what the fuck. Okay. Anybody else have any questions they want to ask me? They seem like the crunchy underwear type. Yeah. They wear crunchy. Well, they're into that kind of, like, none of these people has ever felt like a woman ever. Like, they're all, another guy, I guess, there's another crazy guy who was saying he's like gonna start a GoFundMe to come to my house and like blast, like call me a pervert outside of my house in like a megaphone.
What does it require fucking money for, you retards? Just come.
Yeah, you can just come. Dude, well, they don't have cars or anything, these people.
Oh, we need to rent an Uber. We need to come.
Yeah.
Uber Black. We'll all go in the back.
Yeah. Heard anything about the school committee and their branch opinion? No, I haven't. So we'll see at the next meeting next week if anything changes with that. I'm just here to listen to the blog. Wish I had time. Exactly, Teresa. Like, you ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, things are getting deep in there. Wow. What's the... Okay. I do not... Okay. All right.
Apparently he's this person's harassing Lauren. Called her 12 times today.
Yeah, see, I'm not interested in that. So what's the address, date, time for the next Tony Branch meeting? That would be Monday. No. The 10th. So a week from today at 6:30 at Southeastern Regional. So I will be there again next Tuesday. Where's the Druid? We're going to have the Druid back on the next show. I will look up Bob May for you. I promise. Here's the deal. The Druid, we need to get the Druid back on here. It's been too long. We got to get David back on here. Okay, thoughts on the SCOTUS leak? I guarantee it's coming from one of Sotomayor's people. Oh, man. Twitter was on fire today with abortion takes, which is just not my cup of tea, which is this. Oh, boy, it gets everyone fired up, that issue. People really are like, dude, I'm going to get my... Where am I going to, like, it's like, dude, it's not Dunkin' Donuts. You don't need one around every corner. Like, how often are you going to get an abortion? Like, what the fuck? People are like, I got to get an abortion tomorrow. It's got to be gone. Well, I got good news for you people. Abortion's not going anywhere in Massachusetts. You can still go get your quickie. You can get your nails done by noontime. Get it all out of the way. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about if you live in a red state. I mean, I think it kind of solves a lot of problems because the red states or the purple one, like Georgia, getting too liberal, and Texas. Hopefully, a lot of the liberals in those states are so pissed off by this that they move to blue states and make them bluer because they're going to vote Democrat anyway. Like, we're fucked in Massachusetts. You might as well just bring more communists here. What does it matter at this point? I want the red states to get redder. That's what I want. And I want Georgia to be red next election and Arizona to be red and Texas to stay red. That's what we need. So this might work out well for us. We'll see. People are, they're like so sad. I mean, like, I just don't get it. Are you living in Mississippi and are you trying to get an abortion tomorrow? No? Then how the fuck does this affect anything in your life? What are you talking about? Like, what? Yeah. So much birth control out there. It's called the chest. It's the Turtleboy birth control method. 99 times out of 100, it works 50% of the time. I promise you. Okay. It's going to kill the Republicans. No, people are saying that. I don't think it will. Because I think it's just the economy. People are just going to be talking. People don't care about abortions in Mississippi. Like, who's this affect? Who does this honestly affect? Unless you live in a red state and you want an abortion, how does it affect you? You tell me that. If you had to choose one ratchet to have mandatory abortions for life, that's a tough one. These are tough questions. Yeah, probably Monica, I guess. I could probably think of it,
Wow, Laura. Laura's got strong opinions on this one.
Laura lives in England.
No, but Laura doesn't ever say fuck you. Wow.
Women in red states, fuck you could be. But you can so if you live in Mississippi, right? So just go to another state then. What's the big deal? It's a big state anyway. So you're acting like it's like impossible to get an abortion now. You'll still be able to get an abortion. It might be a little more inconvenient.
You might have to have safe sex. Fuck. Like what?
There's that too. There's and I understand shit happens and You know, I believe me, I'm sympathetic towards that. I get why people would want to have abortions. I just don't get this whole like, oh my God, some fucking person I don't know in Mississippi can't get a fucking abortion immediately. The world is ending. I don't get that. I don't get that. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with this. Like, it's not going to stop it. And so, like, I think with abortion, right, that, okay, so if you're pro-life, right, and you think abortion should be banned, even if you believe that, it's not, it's America's not ready for it. Like, I'm telling you right now, America ain't ready for it. Like, you have to change hearts and minds first. If you cannot, a big reason that civil rights legislation passed in this country in 1964 was the country was ready for it. The country was not ready for it before that. And it was ready for it because Martin Luther King was on television getting chewed by German shepherds and shit. And people are like, well, that's fucked up. We can't have that anymore. We should have a civil rights law. You cannot, if you don't change the hearts and minds of people, they're just going to want it more. So like if you ban abortion completely in this country, that's going to piss people off. That's not going to win hearts and minds. So if you want to win hearts and minds, you have to continue to make your case, right? And convince people that this is wrong, right? If you failure to do so is just going to, you're forcing something on people that they don't want, and they're going to resist it. You see does that make sense, Deb?
Yeah.
Like you're not, and I agree with Laura. It's not, people are going to get abortions. Like they're going to get them. Right. So until you win the hearts and minds of people, banning it completely as a country is not wise politics. However, I think should be states' rights. Like I had to make Super Bowl bets. I had to literally drive to Connecticut and sit in a fucking Dunkin' Donuts parking lot and get my Super Bowl bets in because it's legal in Connecticut and it's illegal in Massachusetts. And that's just the way shit works in this country. Some states allow shit and other states don't. Like this is one of 4 states without a revenge porn law. Like it's one of the few states that has 2-party consents. You know? So like what the fuck? It's like that's my take on it. It's just like hearts and minds. You can't do anything without winning hearts and minds. Period. Okay? Anyway, anybody else have any questions? Yeah, fun. Yeah, they figured out what a woman was all of a sudden. At least that was figured out with all this thing. We suddenly remember what a woman was. Can I kill my baby or my boyfriend? Only if his name is Martin Shkreli. Okay? Then you can. Anybody else have any questions they want to ask me? Hopefully not about back alley abortions or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, what's so hard about that? That states get to make up their own shit. I don't know. Okay, did you see Jayapal claim that SCOTUS? Yeah, she says a lot of stupid things. These are dumb fucking. That's a dumb take. Okay,
really
clearly they do.
Stupid.
Clearly they do. Okay. It's just going to restrict women of limited means. Is it though? Is it? Like, is that like, so some person in Mississippi is like not going to be able to get, come on. They're going to get an abortion. They're going to figure it out.
They'll go where they have to go to do it.
Come on. Like, stop. Like everybody, we know what limited means in this country means. People figure shit out. You start a GoFundMe. You say, hey, I need like you could easily start a GoFundMe for a plane ticket to a blue state to get an abortion. We might start seeing those actually. That might be a new industry. That could be a genre of blogs. The GoFundMe abortion plane.
Oh, totally.
That would be wild. That would be wild. Anyway. Oh God, now we're getting into this shit. Oh, it's getting fucking. This is why I don't talk about abortion. Comments like this.
Yeah, here
like,
goes.
Oh. See, I don't want to go there. It's too fucking tense.
It's very, very divisive. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know people's opinion on it. I don't ask, and I don't want to know, quite frankly. But all right, anybody else have any good questions they want to talk to me? They want to ask me, rather.
They want to talk to to me.
They want to talk to me. Yeah, it's getting heated. I agree, Turtle Cadet. Everybody needs to be more laid back, like Turtle Cadet.
Well, see, you got us all fired up from the Tonic shit.
Yeah, he's mad. I wonder what he thinks about abortion. We should call him. Does he want to come on? He can come on whenever he wants. I mean,
Vivian said to call Tonic. We need some laughs.
Yeah. Wow, horse medications inducing.
They love them horse medications.
Is it ivermectin? Is that
I
what
know,
it is?
right? Maybe that's a one-stop shop, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's great. Good for Corey Bush. That's wonderful. Okay. All right. Do you believe in God? See, this is where we're going. We're not.
Here we go.
I do actually believe in God.
He's a good Christian boy. He was raised that way.
You know, I do believe in God, but only because I'm scared. I'm just like, because I'm kind of frightened, to be
like
perfectly
shit.
honest.
I've done some shit. I'm gonna
like if I don't like
I need to believe I can get redeemed. Yep.
Believing in God is very comforting. It's just like, oh yeah. Well, it's like, because if I didn't believe in God, I'd be like, then what the fuck is this mind fuck called life all about? What is the purpose of all this crazy shit going on? At least with God, it's like, oh, it all makes sense. This guy that fucking watches over us all, and he's like, afterwards you have a soul and it lives forever, and you go to heaven or hell, and it's like, oh yeah, it's really comforting, and it like kind of forces you to live a moral life because you don't want to go to hell, don't want to go to hell. So that's why I believe in God. I'm just kind of like afraid not to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good answer, but yeah. All right. Any other questions? Upcoming court cases? Yeah, I got the deposition tomorrow with Jamie Genereux. I'm not going to be able to blog much, but yeah.
What time's that at?
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Nice.
Yes. So that would be the definition of God fearing. That's correct. You know what I mean by moral life? Like it's the basics, man, spicy lore tonight. It's like the basics of like, by moral life, I mean like don't steal, don't assault people, don't share jerk off videos, stuff like that. That's what I mean by moral life. Like don't do those things. God doesn't like that. Okie dokie. Who's more insane? Connie, Tonic, or Shannon? It's a good question. I don't know. Right? First of all, relax with my boy Connie, okay? That's my guy. So stop picking on him. But probably Tonic. That guy's clearly got a lot of issues. Did the big black Jeffrey decision come out? Not that I haven't been made aware of anything, so I have no idea. I don't follow horse racing. But
that's a Suzanne question.
That's a Suzanne question, exactly. She would know.
What is this?
Oh my God, that guy's nuts. That guy has been stalking me on Twitter forever using this. He's got like 1 million accounts that have been banned called Turtle Slayer. And if you see that guy on Twitter, it's like, oh my God, he tweets about me 24/7. He's just a lunatic. Like I attract the craziest people, Deb. It is not healthy. So
that's funny.
Yeah, people are like, who's Shannon? Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll save that one for a rainy day.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I'm sure she's watching. But I know.
Of course.
I know, dear, and I know what your father does for a living, and I know what your brother does for a living. So stay tuned, dear.
Karma's coming.
Yeah, it is, and you're not gonna like it because the others have nothing to lose. And you thought I'd never find out, huh? Yeah, I did. Thanks, Amanda. So, okay. So I guess we'll call it a night, guys, and we will see you guys all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow.
No,
we'll see you guys. Some of you guys Thursday for Turtle Club. Tomorrow I have my deposition, and I will try to put some content out, but we'll see if we'll have enough time. Did 3 knock on your door? Did he raise the capital to do so? I think he had to. That guy's another one. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like getting introduced to all these fucking lunatics. Like, what? All right. So,
yes, you dove into the world of the YouTubers.
That once was enough. I've seen enough. After the Tonic video, it's like, whoa, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Okay. All right, guys. Is the Cash App broken? Oh, Oh, okay. I got 5 here from Claire. Sorry, I was getting a couple phone calls from a restricted number, so I stopped.
Who was that? Somebody's upset.
And he says for Art Vandelay. For Art Vandelay. This is Cal Varnson speaking. I said so. Anyway, guys, I don't want to miss anyone in the Turtle Chat. We're good. So thank you guys for joining me, and we will see some of you Thursday and some of you on Saturday. Peace, Turtle Riders.
Good night, everyone.